in a recent blog post to blogs.gnome.org, which is, of course, is the official blogs site for the Gnome Foundation and Gnome project, the Gnome desktop environment for Linux, the most popular desktop environment in all of Linux land. A prominent Gnome contributor made the following statement as a way of proving that they, Gnome, are not right-wing. Quote, F Nazis, he used the full F word there, I'm censoring it out. Gnome is Antifa. This isn't a joke. And the response he got was, yeah, that sounds about right. People in the Gnome world did not object to these sorts of statements, to swearing, to let me read the full paragraph here. This particular blog post that was posted was referencing an event that happened last year and some controversy around it and some code of conduct controversy around it. The details of that are less important for this for now. We can talk about those details another time. But the statement that he just made at the end there, that's the thing I want to focus on. Quote, one important thing to note is that nobody involved is against code of conduct. He's like, okay, so we like codes of conduct, right? I'm aware of the charged nature of this subject and the potential for feeding right-wing narratives. Oh no, you don't want to feed those right-wing narratives. That would be the worst thing in the world. But I think it's also important, he says, to not let that deter us from discussing these very real issues. But just to be extra clear, he says, beep Nazis, Gnome is Antifa, end quote. Now, he's not talking about actual Nazis here. Right? He's not talking about members of the National German Socialist Party thing, the actual Nazis, right? That's not what he's talking about. He's using Nazis as a derogatory term to talk about anyone who's right wing, right? It's where he's talking about right wing narratives, right? Because Nazis is a left wing thing. I mean, it's socialism, right? Not the National Socialist Party. It's not National Super Duper Conservative Right Wing Party, right? So I mean, he's not talking about actual Nazis. He's talking about how much he hates, and all of Gnome apparently hates people that are right wing. Now, this isn't a terribly surprising thing. I mean, in many different groups, organizations, companies, these sorts of statements would be shocking, right? If what would happen if, like, the high level to mid level manager at Microsoft came out and said, "Man, well, we need to talk about something here, and I know a bunch of right-wing bigots might take this out and use it against us or use it as a narrative, a right-wing narrative, but we have to talk about it anyway. But just to be clear, beep Nazis, we are Antifa." Oh my gosh, that would be crazy huge news, because it would be insane, because it's a crazy thing to say, like bonkers crazy, like your brain has melted, oozed out of your ears, someone shoved it in a blender with a banana crazy. But yet, someone at Gnome says it, and then people hop in the comments and agree with it so much that they just repeat it, and people hop onto their favorite extreme left-wing social media channel du jour, like Mastodon or whatnot, and are just like, oh yeah, we agree with that, and they argue about other things, but they all agree on that. And as far as I can tell now, should that be like a code of conduct violation, making a statement like that? You would think. But it's not within Gnome. I mean, within Gnome, there is an official policy that if you say the name Lunduke or link to a Lunduke Journal video or article, that is a lifetime instant ban with no warnings. That's actual official policy of the Gnome Foundation. Just it doesn't matter. It could literally be linking to a Lunduke Journal video where I say Gnome is pretty good. And then that's it. It's like a 2-second long video, and that's all it says. If you link to it, instant ban. That is an official policy stated from their official team, right? And they've acted upon it. It's not like a hypothetical. They've banned like senior contributors, people who have maintained Gnome packages for years and years, have been kicked out of the project because they said the name Lunduke. So Gnome's not against putting the ban hammer down, right? But if you attack people who are right wing politically, not a problem. If you call anyone who's centrist or conservative a Nazi, not a problem. If you say beep Nazis, so you're using a really profane language, not a problem. If you declare that Gnome as a project and a foundation is Antifa, which is within the United States, they're a terrorist set. They're a set of loosely related terrorist organizations. That's how they are in the United States. I'm not going to argue with a bunch of people in Europe about it right now, but in the United States, that's how it is. And the Gnome Foundation is American. Sorry, they're in America. They're an American organization. So, holy heavens, this is crazy. This is nuts. I'm just putting this out there. Worth noting how absolutely off the rocker this is. If the Gnome Foundation and the Gnome Project had absolutely any sense of morals, any sense of standards, any sense of consistency, any interest, even in the slightest interest in applying their code of conduct evenly and fairly, this person would be kicked out of the project. So would a huge number of other people who have said very similar things or things in support of this, and they would make a statement about how they are very happy with right-wing people. They would do that. But they won't do that because Gnome is an extremist political organization. And when they say Gnome is Antifa, F Nazis, and they're going to go after right-wing people, and they don't want to feed right-wing narratives, I take them at their word. I believe them. I'll keep an eye on it, but I just expect the Gnome Project and that whole region of open source to continue to be just absolutely insane. It's because the amount of hate and vile bigotry that they spew out on a constant basis like this, I mean, that's off the charts, is pretty awful. But I'll keep an eye on it just the same because that's my job. Thank you, by the way, for everyone who allows this to be my very weird job. Go over to Lunduke.com and click on something. Look at all those great links. Those are the best hrefs on the internet. Go to Lunduke.com. You can choose lots of places to watch and listen and read and interact and support. It's absolutely fantastic. And if there's anyone inside of the Gnome Foundation and project that hates what's going on and wants to become a whistleblower, go to Lunduke.com, scroll down the page a little bit, and there's a little how to become a tech whistleblower link. Click that link, get a hold of me. We'll have a little party. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, nerds and nerdettes across the inner tubes, I do declare end broadcast.